Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're gonna talk about Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. We are Christian and Emily, and we are couple nomads. This is our story of how we quit our jobs to travel the world. Welcome to Cambodia. Cambodia is a country located in Southeast Asia, bordered by Thailand to the west, Laos to the north, Vietnam to the east, and the Bay of Thailand to the south. Today we are in Phnom Penh, which is the capital city of Cambodia and the country's largest city. And to get the visa to enter Cambodia, we did ours online before going, so you cannot apply much in advance. You have to apply maybe it's 4 weeks before going. You get it within 2-3 days, so that's not a problem, and it was very easy. And it cost about $35.
You can also get it on the airport on arrival, but for example, in my case, I'm running out of pages on my passport. So if I take it on arrival, they will stamp the visa on a page. So I'm planning to save some space for the rest of countries that we're gonna travel.
Yeah, some people mentioned that there might be a long queue, but when we went there at that time, there was no one applying for visa. We literally just walked straight through.
Yeah. When you guys enter Cambodia, always remember, not everyone, but sometimes they will ask you for a proof of exit. So as my experience when I went to the border control, the police officer wasn't very friendly at all. In the other hand, with Emily, the other person was very nice and was like, okay, welcome to Cambodia. And Emily asked them, do you need a proof of exit? And he said, no problem. But when I spoke with my police officer, he asked me for a proof of exit the country. So if you don't have this proof, they will not allow you to let you in. So yeah, be careful with that. Yeah. If you wanna guys take a tuk-tuk from the airport to the city center, don't be afraid to ask the people inside the airport. We met two very lovely ladies who helped us to book the tuk-tuk from the airport to the hostel, and they didn't overcharge us. It was like a $10 trip, but when we checked in the app, was basically the same.
Yeah, it seemed to be a set price from the airport to anywhere in the city. So there is bus, tuk-tuk, taxis. Obviously taxis charge a little bit more, but the tuk-tuk ride was like $10-12, so
yeah, wasn't not bad.
It's affordable.
Yeah. When we were in there, we stayed in a hostel called Mad Monkey. I will highly recommend you to stay there if you are planning to have like a night out, a very social place. You will meet so many travelers there as well. The staff working there are very cool. And the best part of that is that the party or the sound, the noise on the hostel finish around 11 p.m. So after that you can sleep very calm.
Yeah, so it's very much a backpacker hostel, but for couples traveling like us, they also have private room option with AC. So that's a very good place to stay for couples as well.
Yeah, that's right.
It is also located quite central in the city. You could walk to the riverside, unless it's too hot, then just take a tuk-tuk. Doesn't cost much to go around the city, but it's a very good location. It's a very safe area as well.
Yeah, talking about tuk-tuks, if you never drove a tuk-tuk before, it's a crazy experience. More in a city like this that is very chaotic, so there is some like directions and red lights and everything, but it seems like nobody respects that.
It looks like no one is following.
Even if you guys are walking around the street, just be careful all the time, looking everywhere before you cross the street, because some people, they just jump the red light or they don't respect the crosswalk. Also be careful with the tourist traps. When you walk around the city, you will see so many people who are trying to offer you city tours, tuk-tuk drivers, and they will try to charm you and take you on they will tell you it's a free experience monuments, but he's gonna just charge you for the drive. Well, I would not recommend you to do that. It's better to download an app. It's called Pass app, and in that app you can just put the direction. It's like an Uber but for tuk-tuks.
And even if you don't decide to book it through the app, you would see how much the ride would cost. So then you have like a negotiation proof to the tuk-tuk driver. And actually the tuk-tuk drivers that were outside of Mad Monkey where we were staying, they were charging the same price really as the app. So they were very, very friendly and affordable. But watch out when you go outside of the big tourist attractions.
Yeah, also we want to highlight how the Mad Monkey treat these tuk-tuk drivers. They give them food every like lunch, breakfast and dinner, so they were very well taken care of. So when you take a tuk-tuk outside the hostel, they will really appreciate that you're giving them a chance to work.
So let's talk about what you can do in Phnom Penh.
Yeah, so in the first day we went to the National Museum. We pay around $10 for entrance, each of us. Didn't include any audiobook, and they didn't offer audiobook either. So we were walking inside the museum. It's pretty cool to see all these artifacts of from the old civilizations, and it's very spooky when you see all the dragons and all these things happening back in the day. So that's pretty nice, but I think it's a bit overpriced.
Yeah, so you don't really get any history, or because you don't have any audio and there are no signs to read about the history or anything. It's just walking around looking at artifacts and then walking out. So it took us probably for an hour.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really worth $10, so we don't really recommend going there.
Yeah, actually no.
There are other places to go.
Yeah, we went to the Killing Fields and the S21 prison. So the Killing Fields we pay $6 per person and include an audiobook. And when you go inside, you start to feel this like very dark energy, because it's a place where people were murdered back in 40 years ago. They killed more than 2 million people in those killing fields. Yeah, the story is very sad, but at the same time, I think make this country go together more. Okay, so in the killing fields there is also a nice monument. It's a building where they save all the bones of all the people who were murdered back during the Khmer regime. We really recommend you to go there, and you will see what happened back in time with the genocide in Cambodia, and you will know a lot about the story of this country.
Yep. And after the killing fields, we also went to the prison, which is called S21, and that sort of follows up on the story of the killing fields, because people were taken to this prison to be interrogated and tortured, and then taken, if they're not killed there, they were taken to the killing fields. It was a bit spooky, but also if you want to learn about it, you can do both of them. So this one costs $5 without audio and $10 with audio. Yeah. I think you will get quite similar history.
Yeah.
And here you will see a lot of pictures of what that they took right after they took back to prison, or when they removed the Khmer Rouge. And it's just a lot of pictures. Like journalists came in like 10 days after they found it. There were lots of pictures from there, people that were killed, and also people that were in the city at the time. And
it's very very hard stuff.
Yeah. You also get the option to talk to some of the survivors that are currently working there. Yeah,
also for example, our tuk-tuk driver, I will say he was around 40-something years old. Yeah. And he said that when he was 7 years old, he was working on the rice fields. Yeah. And he was telling us all the story about like the Chinese, the Americans, everyone trying to fight against anyone. And it's incredible how he can smile nowadays, living that what happened back.
Yep.
But that's very nice from him.
It was nice of him to share sort of his view and his story, so you get a different perspective than just the commercial side or the story that the country is choosing to tell. So it was good to hear his opinion as well. Yeah. Like other things you might do in the city is to visit the royal palace.
Yeah, when we were there was the king's birthday, so the guy wanted to close his like backyard or garden for his birthday. So they open only half of the attraction, the silver pagoda and something else, but the price is still the same. So you pay $10 basically, and you just go half of the attraction.
So we didn't go.
We didn't go, and the good thing is as soon as we didn't decide to go, it started to rain a lot. So we didn't lose the money to go in and then get all wet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good decision.
Yeah. Another option that you can do, another thing that you can do in Phnom Penh is you can go to the central market. So the central market is a place where you can see all the locals trying to sell food, clothes, hair salon. You can find any kind of stuff there. You can find insects, you can find seafood, you can find pork, beef, everything, clothes. You can find the fake Gucci, the fake everything, no brand that you can imagine. And always they will try to go 3 times the price.
Yeah, you can definitely make a bargain. Like they will say $20 and you say 5, they'll say 15, that you will say 5.
Then you can end up
You
on
get
8.
it for 5.
Yeah. So yeah, and then what else we did? We went to the night market.
Yeah, so another thing you can do is to go to the night market. So it opens in the evenings after 5 p.m. sometime. And it's all outdoor. And there's a little food area where you can order from different stalls. And you sit down on the carpets, on the ground, and it's music playing. It's a very chill place. But again, it's quite hot and humid, so it'll be sweaty because there's obviously no AC there. And otherwise you can just walk around the different stalls. It's not that big, it's quite small, but it's mostly clothes, bags, sunglasses, watches.
Has a little vibe at night because they play some music. And by the time we were here, they were also the SEA Games. So the SEA Games are like Southeast Asian Games. It's like kind of an Olympic Games, but only for the Southeast Asian countries. And the city was on a hype. Like people were like walking around with flags, was people going to the games. We actually had the chance to go to watch a football game between Cambodia and Indonesia. I will say that stadium was around 50,000 people.
Yeah.
And was a free entrance. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
That was a cool experience.
Yeah, very nice experience. Yeah, what should we eat? So street foods in Cambodia, well, depends in which areas you go and you eat. Some areas we could get sticks of meatballs or sticks of pork for $2, $3, $1. And there is other fancy places where you can get food for $9.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will recommend you to go to the markets and eat in there. You can find a lot of food, different kinds of food, like from chicken, beef, shrimps, octopus. Yeah. When you're gonna eat, make sure the food is good, well cooked. If not, you might have an intoxication. We didn't have anything yet, but we always make sure that wherever we go, the person has clean hands or everything looks okay and the food smells good. That's very important. Yeah.
And what you'll find is that food here is very cheap. Even if you don't eat the street food, which obviously is very cheap, if you go to restaurants and order a whole dish, it's usually around $3-4 for the local food. If you want international food, it's more like $6-7.
That's right, yeah. I can imagine you guys are wondering why we are all sweat. To be honest, May is a very hot season in Cambodia. The temperature is around 32 degrees Celsius and the humidity is around 80%. So in some places here there is no wind, sometimes there is wind, but yeah, it's pretty much hot. Yeah. Well, that's all from Phnom Penh. In our next video, we're gonna talk about Kampot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you wanna keep track of all our videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And we will see you guys next time.
Yep, let's hop on a minibus.
Yeah.
We don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night, feel sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do